The shock move that has sent the football world into chaos. Gunners, stop everything because Arsenal may have just made one of the biggest attacking moves of the summer. A transfer story has exploded and it could completely change Mikel Arteta's plans for the upcoming season. Arsenal have reportedly reached an agreement with Club Brugge for Greek international attacker Christos Tzolis in a deal believed to be worth around €40 million. If you love Arsenal as much as we do, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications and let's dive straight into today's massive Arsenal news. Come on, you Gunners. Yes, Gunners. After weeks of speculation, negotiations and searching for the perfect attacking addition, Arsenal are now believed to be closing in on a player who could bring something very different to the Emirates. A player with pace, a player with creativity, a player who loves attacking defenders, a player who could give Arsenal another dangerous weapon in the final third. But this story is much bigger than just one signing. Because behind this move is a dramatic transfer battle that involved another name many Arsenal fans were dreaming about, Kenan Yildiz. The Juventus superstar was reportedly one of Arsenal's priority targets this summer. The club admired his talent, the club explored possibilities. There were even discussions about a potential player plus cash package. But Juventus had one clear message: Kenan Yildiz is not for sale. And that changed everything. Gunners, this is where the story becomes fascinating because Arsenal had a decision to make. Do they continue fighting for Yildiz, a young superstar considered one of the brightest talents in Europe, or do they move quickly and secure another attacking player who can immediately join Arteta's project? And according to reports, Arsenal chose their direction. They turned their attention to Christos Tzolis, a player who has already experienced English football, a player who understands the demands of European competition, a player who has rebuilt his career and is now attracting attention from top clubs. But why Tzolis? Why did Arsenal decide that he could be the right man for the Emirates? The answer goes back to one thing: Mikel Arteta's vision. Arteta is not simply looking for famous names. He wants players who fit Arsenal's identity, players who can press, players who can attack spaces, players who can create moments when games become difficult. And Tzolis has shown many of those qualities: his direct style, his movement and his ability to play across the attacking positions make him an interesting option for Arsenal. Imagine this, Gunners. A Premier League match. Arsenal are facing a defensive wall. The opposition is sitting deep. Every attack feels difficult. You need someone who can create something unexpected, someone who can take responsibility, someone who can receive the ball, beat a defender and create danger. This is exactly the type of profile Arsenal have been searching for. But now the biggest question arrives. Is Christos Tzolis the player Arsenal truly wanted? Or is he the alternative after Juventus refused to sell Kenan Yildiz? And more importantly, could Arsenal fans end up celebrating Tzolis even more than they would have celebrated Yildiz? Because football history is full of situations where the second choice becomes the perfect choice. Many players arrive without huge expectations and become legends. Could Tzolis be another one of those stories at the Emirates? Stay with us, Gunners, because in part 2, we will break down exactly who Christos Tzolis is, his journey from Norwich City to Club Brugge, his strengths, his weaknesses, and why Arsenal believe he could become a major player under Mikel Arteta. And we will also reveal why Juventus refusing to sell Kenan Yildiz might have accidentally pushed Arsenal toward a player who could fit their system even better. Subscribe to Arsenal Daily Talk and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest Arsenal transfer bombshells. Who is Christos Tzolis? The attacker Arsenal believe can change their future. Welcome back, Gunners, to Arsenal Daily Talk. The transfer world is moving quickly and Arsenal's reported agreement with Club Brugge for Christos Tzolis has created huge excitement among supporters around the world. In part 1, we discussed the shock decision behind this move, how Arsenal was strongly interested in Juventus talent Kenan Yildiz, how Juventus refused to consider selling their young star, and how that situation pushed Arsenal to explore another attacking option. Now, the big question is, Who exactly is Christos Tzolis, and why does Arsenal believe he can become a key player at the Emirates? Because Gunners, this is not just a random transfer. This is a player Arsenal's recruitment team have been watching, analysing and believing could match the football philosophy that Mikel Arteta has built. From Greece to the European stage, the journey of Tzolis, Christos. Tzolis' story is one of a young player who was identified early as a special talent. Born in Greece, Tzolis quickly attracted attention because of his attacking ability, confidence and maturity beyond his age. He developed through the Greek football system before becoming one of the brightest young attacking players in the country. His breakthrough came at Park, where he announced himself with impressive performances. Suddenly, European clubs started watching. Why? Because Tzolis had something every top club searches for: natural attacking instinct. He was not afraid to take risks. He wanted the ball. He wanted to attack. He wanted to make things happen. The Norwich City experience, a difficult but important chapter. Many Arsenal fans may remember Tzolis from his time in English football with Norwich City. When Norwich signed him, expectations were high. He arrived as one of Greece's most exciting young players, and many believed England would be the perfect place for him to develop. But the Premier League is one of the toughest environments in world football. The speed is different, the physical demands are different, the pressure is enormous. And like many young foreign players, Tzolis found adaptation difficult. Some players struggle when they first arrive in England, but what separates talented players from the rest is how they respond. Tzolis continued working, he continued developing, and his career took another important step. Club Brugge, the comeback that attracted Arsenal. At Club Brugge, Tzolis began showing why he was highly rated in the first place. He found confidence, he became more mature, he improved his decision-making, and most importantly, he started producing consistent attacking performances. This is exactly what caught Arsenal's attention. The Gunners are not only looking for potential, they want players who can contribute now, a player who can compete immediately, a player who can handle pressure. What makes Tzolis special? So what would Christos Tzolis bring to Arsenal? Let's break down his qualities. 1. Explosive pace. Modern football is about transitions. Teams need players who can quickly move from defence to attack. Tzolis has the speed to punish opponents when space appears. Against high defensive lines, his movement could become a major weapon. 2. One-on-one. Ability. Arsenal already have players who can create moments, but having another attacker who enjoys facing defenders gives Arteta more options. Tzolis likes taking responsibility. He can receive the ball wide and try to create danger. 3. Versatility. One thing Mikel Arteta values is tactical flexibility. Tzolis can operate in different attacking roles. He can play from the wing. He can move into central attacking areas. This allows Arsenal to change their approach during matches. 4. Hunger to prove himself. Oi. This could be one of his biggest qualities. Tzolis has experienced setbacks. He knows what it feels like when expectations are high. Now, arriving at a club like Arsenal would give him another opportunity to prove himself at the highest level. Why Arteta could love this profile? Gunners, look at Arsenal's recent recruitment strategy. The club has focused on players who are young enough to improve, technically gifted, mentally strong, comfortable with pressure, able to play multiple roles. Tzolis fits many of these requirements. Arteta does not simply build a team of individuals, he builds a system. Every player must understand their role. Every player must contribute without the ball. Every player must fight for the badge. But there are still questions. Of course, every transfer comes with risks. Arsenal fans will ask, can Tzolis handle the pressure of playing at the Emirates? Can he deliver consistently in the Premier League? Can he compete with Arsenal's current attacking options? These are fair questions, because moving to Arsenal is a completely different challenge. The expectation is not just to perform, the expectation is to win trophies. The bigger picture. However, Gunners, this move shows something important. Arsenal are not waiting around. They understand that to compete with Europe's biggest clubs, they must keep improving. The reported Tzolis deal shows ambition, it shows planning. And it shows that Arsenal's recruitment team already have alternatives when their first choices become unavailable. In part 3, we will analyse the Kenan Yildiz situation in detail, why Juventus blocked Arsenal's approach, whether Arsenal made the right decision by moving for Tzolis, and how this transfer could impact Arsenal's title ambitions. Stay tuned, Gunners. How Christos Tzolis could transform Arsenal's attack. Arteta's master plan revealed. Welcome back once again, Gunners. If you've stayed with us this far, you're witnessing one of the biggest Arsenal transfer stories of the summer. The reported agreement for Christos Tzolis is generating excitement across England, Greece, and among Arsenal supporters worldwide. But now let's answer the question every Gooner is asking. Where exactly would Christos Tzolis fit into Mikel Arteta's Arsenal? Could he become an automatic starter? Or will he have to fight for his place in one of the strongest squads Arsenal have built in years? Let's break it all down. Arteta demands competition in every position. One thing we've learned about Mikel Arteta is that he never wants his players to feel comfortable. Every position in his squad must be earned. Look at the competition Arsenal already have across the pitch. Every training session is like a match. Every player knows that one outstanding performance could earn them a starting place, while one poor display could see them on the bench. That mentality has helped transform Arsenal into genuine title contenders. If Tzolis arrives, he won't be guaranteed a starting shirt. He'll have to earn it, and that's exactly how Arteta wants it. Competition creates improvement. Improvement creates consistency. Consistency wins trophies. What Tzolis could bring to the team. One of Tzolis' biggest strengths is his willingness to attack defenders directly. Some attackers prefer to recycle possession. Others look for the safe pass. Tzolis has built a reputation for being positive with the ball. When he sees space, he attacks it. When he faces a defender one-on-one, he backs himself. That kind of fearless approach can be incredibly valuable in tight Premier League matches where one moment of quality can decide the result. Imagine Arsenal struggling to break down a defensive team at the Emirates. The crowd is growing impatient. Arteta turns to his bench. On comes Tzolis with fresh energy, direct running, and the confidence to take risks. Sometimes that's exactly what changes a game. A tactical fit for Arteta? Arteta values more than just flair. He expects every attacker to press aggressively, track back, and work hard without the ball. If Tzolis joins Arsenal, adapting to those tactical demands will be just as important as his attacking ability. The good news is that his recent performances in European football suggest he has matured significantly since his first spell in England. He's no longer just a promising youngster. He's a more experienced player who understands the responsibilities required at the highest level. That could make his transition to Arteta's system much smoother. Why depth matters more than ever. Gunners, think about Arsenal's ambitions this season. The club isn't just trying to compete in the Premier League. They're aiming to challenge in the Champions League, domestic cups, and every competition they enter. That means more matches, more travel, more fatigue, more injuries. No team can rely on the same 11 players every week. Successful clubs build squads, not just starting lineups. If Tzolis joins, Arteta gains another high-quality option capable of making an impact whether he starts or comes off the bench. That kind of depth could be crucial during the busiest months of the season. Can he win over the Emirates? Every new signing faces the same challenge. The transfer fee creates expectations. Supporters expect immediate performances. But Arsenal fans also appreciate players who work hard, show commitment, and fight for the badge. If Tzolis brings energy, determination, and quality every time he steps onto the pitch, he'll quickly earn the respect of the Emirates faithful. Football has shown us many times that players who arrive with fewer headlines can become fan favourites through passion and performances. Could Christos Tzolis be the next name to write his own chapter in Arsenal's history? Only time will tell. The big question for Gooners. So, Gunners, here's today's debate. If the reported move is completed, do you believe Christos Tzolis has what it takes to become a success at Arsenal? Do you think he can help Arteta take the final step toward winning the Premier League? Or would you still have preferred Arsenal to keep pushing for Kenan Yildiz despite Juventus making him unavailable? Share your thoughts in the comments because we want to hear from Arsenal fans all around the world. And if you enjoy honest, in-depth Arsenal transfer analysis, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Arsenal Daily Talk and turn on notifications so you never miss another breaking update. Come on, you Gunners. Next up in part 5. We'll discuss what this reported transfer could mean for Arsenal's title race, how rivals might react, and whether this could be one of the smartest moves of the summer. What this reported move could mean for Arsenal's title challenge. Welcome back, Gunners. If you've made it this far, thank you for staying with us. This has been one of the most talked about Arsenal transfer stories of the summer, and now it's time to look at the bigger picture. Because this isn't just about adding another player to the squad. It's about what this reported move could mean for Arsenal's ambitions in the Premier League, the Champions League, and the race to finally bring major silverware back to the Emirates. Arsenal are building to win now. Over the last few seasons, Mikel Arteta and sporting director Andrea Berta have worked to transform Arsenal into one of Europe's strongest teams. The project has been built carefully. Young talent has been developed, experienced leaders have been added, the squad has become deeper and more competitive. Now Arsenal are no longer a club hoping to challenge. They are expected to challenge. That changes everything. Every transfer window is now judged by one simple question. Does this signing make Arsenal more likely to win trophies? If the reported deal for Christos Tzolis is completed, Arsenal clearly believe the answer is yes. The Premier League title race. The Premier League is becoming tougher every single season. Manchester City remain one of the biggest challenges. Liverpool continue to strengthen. Chelsea are investing heavily in new talent. Manchester United are aiming to return to the top. Newcastle United and Aston Villa are also becoming stronger. That means Arsenal cannot afford to stand still. Even improving by 1 or 2% can make the difference between finishing second and lifting the Premier League trophy. Depth matters. Fresh legs matter. Game-changing substitutes matter. And that's where a player like Tzolis could become important. The Champions League factor. Arsenal also have their eyes firmly set on Europe. The Champions League demands a different level of consistency. You'll face elite defenders, elite managers, elite atmospheres. Squad rotation becomes essential. A long season can include more than 50 competitive matches. No club can rely on the same attacking players every 3 days without risking injuries or fatigue. If Tzolis joins, he could provide Arteta with another reliable option during those demanding periods. Why this move could surprise people. Some transfers dominate headlines because they're worth huge amounts of money. Others quietly become the smartest business of the summer. Football history is full of players who arrived without massive expectations but became key figures for their clubs. That's why it's important not to judge a signing before they've even kicked a ball. If Tzolis adapts quickly, works hard and fits Arteta's tactical system, Arsenal supporters could soon be talking about this as one of the club's best pieces of business. A message to Arsenal fans. Gunners, one thing has always made Arsenal special is the support. Whether the team is winning or facing difficult moments, the fans create an incredible atmosphere. Every new signing needs time to adapt. The Premier League is demanding. The pressure is enormous. If Christos Tzolis does arrive at the Emirates, he'll need the backing of the Arsenal faithful as he settles into a new environment. Sometimes confidence from the supporters can make all the difference. But remember, as exciting as these reports are, it's important to remember that until Arsenal officially announce a transfer, supporters should treat developments with appropriate caution. Negotiations can change. Medicals still need to be completed. Contracts must be signed. Official confirmation is what ultimately matters. That's why we'll continue following every development and bring you updates as soon as reliable information becomes available. Final words, Gunners. This has been another fascinating chapter in Arsenal's summer transfer window. A reported agreement for Christos Tzolis. A missed opportunity for Kenan Yildiz after Juventus stood firm. And another sign that Mikel Arteta and Arsenal are continuing to shape a squad capable of competing with the very best. Now it's over to you. Do you believe Christos Tzolis would be a smart signing for Arsenal? Can he help the Gunners finally lift the Premier League trophy? Or do you think Arsenal should still pursue another marquee attacking signing? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed today's in-depth analysis, please like this video, subscribe to Arsenal Daily Talk and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest Arsenal transfer news, breaking updates and match analysis. Until next time, come on you Gunners, North London is red.